Namaskaram, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege and pleasure to talk to you about the topic of inventory management. Let us continue this discussion further. That when I started my career long time back, I used to walk through the factory in the beginning as an entry-level engineer, and I used to see there are inventories across everywhere in the shop floor, and then there used to be a work in process stores in which there used to be enormous quantity of inventories lying there. So I used to wonder that this is the way the process manufacturing factory functions. There used to be a planning department which used to give the requirements, and then every machine used to manufacture whatever that is possible to run the machine across the entire shift of 8 hours. So one of the metrics by which the efficiency was measured on those days is by checking how many hours the machine ran, what is called as a utilization ratio. When you say utilization ratio, that means how long the machine was utilized in a shift of 8 hours. So that was the metric by which the people efficiency was measured. So everybody used to run behind the time and then keep on producing bang, 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 and dump these materials in the working process stores. This is the way the process manufacturing system was functioning. Going forward, when we come to the lean philosophy, we will discuss this subject in a different context. So the financial accounting system always believed that more the amount of quantity that we are producing in any given equipment, that means the unit cost will get divided. That's the way we have been taught during our engineering management subjects. That means if you produce a large quantity, naturally the fixed cost will get divided. But unfortunately, the fixed cost remains as a fixed cost whether you produce components which are not saleable and lying in your factory as inventory. So this is the way the paradigm was there on those days. With the result, the inventory was considered to be a current asset, because your working capital, instead of it is lying in the form of a currency, it is lying in the form of a material. So depending upon the paradigm, obviously the kind of results come in any organization. So the inventory being considered as a current asset, so people didn't bother that the amount of inventory that is getting accumulated. So of course later on Japanese said that inventory is not an asset, it is a waste. So before that there are certain paradigms about inventory which we call it as myths about inventory. When you say myth, means that is the kind of a story which grandfathers told and everybody believed. So that is the meaning of the word myth. So you look at the myths of inventory. The first one is, on those days the belief was that the customer will always wait for your supplies. Of course, that was the situation when the gap between the demand to supply was there. The customer did not have much opportunity other than waiting for the product to be supplied to him. So customer will always wait. This is the way the manufacturing organizations believed. It was more of a seller's organization than buyer's organization. Seller's market really means is that the demand is more than the supply. So that means the supplier can always have the upper hand. The second myth about the inventory on those days was that if I'm going to push the material in the market at the dealer's premise or the retailer's premise, then the product will sell more. So this is called a push system. That means everybody believed to keep on producing all the time, and then don't keep it in your warehouse. You try to push it to your regional warehouse. From there you push it to the dealer, and dealer will push it to the retailer. That means you have got a lot of material lying in your premises, then there will be an incentive for people to try to promote the product and sell it. So this is called a push system. So this myth was okay as far as the earlier scenario is concerned. But going forward, I will explain that what is the change in the business scenarios are happened which are really challenging the manufacturing organizations. The third myth on the inventory is that means inventory is an asset. That means I don't need to worry if the inventory is piling up in my factory in the form of raw material or work in process or finished goods or in the dealer premise or wherever it is. Because in my financial accounting system it is showing as a current asset and it is not reporting as a profit leakage because of the excessive working capital. So because of these paradigms where people were looking at inventory with more as an asset perspective, with the result there was no improvement happening in the organizational inefficiencies. But another myth about inventory is that higher the inventory I am having, better will be my sales. This is one of the strongest paradigm which has really damaged the industry to a very large extent. That means if I am having a higher level of inventory, whenever the customer comes and asks for the product, I can immediately supply them. But very unfortunately, the inventory is there, but not the product that the customer wants. So you have got a black color car, but the customer wants a white color car. So that means the sale will not happen. So if you really look at the overall availability, in the sense that the demand to inventory availability, there has always been a gap. That means the demand was different and the inventory was different. With the result, although we were holding large amount of inventory, but the sale was not happening. There have been many organizations were not really measuring what is the lost opportunities in their sales. When you say lost opportunity, means the customer came to buy your product, but you did not have the right product in your company. So this is called a lost sales. It was not being captured. With the result, the organization does not know that in spite of holding high inventory, they are not able to sell it. So in other words, there are very important key metrics which are really showing the health of the organization in terms of its inventory versus the profitability was not there. With the result, the organization did not know that holding high level of inventory is not really adding any kind of a benefit to the organization. So we have seen these myths. Just to summarize, the first myth we felt that was there in the beginning is that the customer will always wait. So he has no choice that he will come and buy me product. The second myth that we have seen is that the products are pushed in the market, the sale will increase. The third myth about inventory is that the higher the inventory, better will be the sales. And the fourth myth is that inventory is an asset, so hence I did not have to bother because it is not really showing as a profit leakage to my company. So because of these paradigms, the industries were never bothered about the inventory and it was kept on bulging, consuming their higher level of working capital and making the organization less profitable. So it's very important to appreciate that as the time changes, all these paradigms also need to change. Otherwise the organization will remain where it is and then will not catch up with the competitors. I hope this session has given you a little more deeper understanding of the menace of the inventory and look forward to discuss this subject in more detail with you. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Nice talking to you. Take care.